Word to your mother, boys and girls. It is your boy Sniper Wes coming at you here from the oddsbreakers.com. It is Thursday. It is May the 7th, 2026, and I have two free plays for you guys here on this playoff jammed edition of the Oddsbreakers video. I am Sniper Wes. You can follow me over on Twitter at the Sniper Picks, and you can like and subscribe to this channel as well. It does help our analytics out a lot. I have two free plays between the Cavaliers and Pistons for you, and the Hurricanes and the Flyers, both playoff action. But before I get into that, please go over to the oddsbreakers.com. My guy Kiev, he runs the show over there. It's a sports betting website and a fantastic podcast filled with tons of sharp information, tons of very famous sports bettors. A lot of guys on there. The list goes on and on and on. I could, rattle off a bunch of names that I'm sure you've heard of them all. But go check it out. There's a plethora of knowledge over there, and I would highly recommend going over there and taking it all in, okay? So I will go ahead and get to these free plays. I know you guys want some winners, so let's get right to it today on this Thursday edition. So we have the Cavaliers and Pistons. So, Detroit, they got game one. They pulled away late. Don't forget J.B. Bickerstaff. He was the Cavaliers head coach for 5 years before he went to Detroit. So he has a good idea of what the Cavaliers want to do here. And, I think that's why they won game one, because they pulled away late and he kind of had a feeling on what their game plan was going to be, right? So game one did go under the total, and in fact, the under is 2-8 in the last 10 head-to-heads between these two teams. And the Pistons, they were 41-49 to the under on the year. I like this game to go under again. Remember, the Pistons, they were a top 3 defense in the NBA this season, and that's kind of where they hang their hat. So I'm going to roll with the under. I mean, the Pistons, you're going back to the 90s and the Bad Boys and, that whole era, Isaiah Thomas and Lambeer and all them. And then you get to, the Rip Hamilton and Chauncey Billups and Ben Wallace. I mean, they hung their hat on defense, and now you have another squad that hangs their hat on defense. So Detroit Pistons basketball is all about low-scoring games, and I think this one will be at low-scoring again. Let's go under 215.5 between the Cavs and the Pistons. Moving on to the ice, the Hurricanes and Flyers here is the only game on the docket here tonight. I like the over in this game, okay? And it's probably an unpopular choice because the under, well, it's sitting at 5.5, and it is juiced to the under pretty heavily, like minus 130, minus 140. You could probably find some sixes out there, but, I mean, you're getting plus 120-ish or something like that on the over, 5.5. But Carolina, they are up 2-0 in this series. Obviously, they came back in game two. They were down 2-0 early in the first period, and they came back and won that game 3-2, which is very impressive. But Philly, they played a lot better in game two than they did game one, and I think they played better in game three than they did in game two, especially on the offensive end. I think they're going to get a lot of goals in here, maybe at least 3 or 4. Well, probably maybe 4 or 5, to be honest with you, because for this to go over, they kind of need to score more than 3 goals if they're going to win this game. But Carolina, they were 46-40-2. I mean, they can score too. They have a fantastic offense also. And I just kind of think this is a shootout. Both games, 1 and 2, went under the total. But I think this game is a little bit different. I think the line should be a little bit higher. I'm going to go over 5.5 plus 120 between the Canes and the Flyers in the city of brotherly love. So we got Cavs, Pistons under 215.5, and the Hurricanes and Flyers over 5.5 plus 120. And that is going to be your free play video today, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sniper Wes. Once again, you can follow me on Twitter at the Sniper Picks. Don't forget to check out the oddsbreakers.com. That is where you want to be for all your sharp sports betting information, okay? I will be back tomorrow, again, with some more free picks. And until then, peace out and keep firing.